Virgo.
Hello Virgo, this is your forecast for July 2015. This month it's going to be quite the social month for you. You have the Sun, Mars, the new moon here in your 11th house. And this has to do with your friends, it's your social network. It's also you connecting with groups and organizations and so forth, and your hopes and dreams. So when Mars is there, Mars brings all that action, that drive, that you're striving for to gain those accomplishments. So through here I see that you're going to be spending extra time with friends or groups, and the Sun, which is you, is also behind it. That gives you a lot of your personality that's going to come out. It's in the sign of Cancer, so it's nurturing for you to be with your friends. It's nurturing for your friends to be with you. It's that interaction that's taking place. So expect some potlucks, get-togethers, whatever kind of events. This is absolutely awesome. Now you also have, excuse me, allergies. You also do have the new moon here in this area, and the new moon is always the time of the month that we want to put down our intentions. So your intentions this month here, Virgo, should be about finding the joy of spending time with your friends and promising yourself that you will create more time on your busy schedule in the months coming up. Now, talking about moons, we got 3 moons this month. We got 2 full moons, we got that new moon. So the first full moon is going to be July 1st. It is 9 degrees there in Capricorn, which is really harmonious here to your own sign, being a Virgo. And it will pop up in your 5th house for love and romance. So you'll come to see that something here is going to illuminate for you in such a beautiful, maybe even glorious way. For those of you in a relationship, you will come to see that this is a fantastic time for you. Those of you who are single out there, Virgo, this could be a great time to meet somebody. This full moon is strong. Very powerful too, though, because within those first few hours of its appearance, it's going to be crossing over the placement where Pluto is. Pluto brings a lot of depth, dynamics, transformational energies, a lot of power too. So you can come to see that the intensity of this new moon is going to be pretty spectacular, especially because on the 1st, we also have Venus and Jupiter doing the dance. They're conjuncting, so that's going to bring you off on your fairy wings here. Venus rules love, Jupiter rules everything that it can expand, so you will come to see that this area of your life is really going to be something connecting to something that you've been hoping, working, and wishing for some time, because both Venus and Jupiter will be in your 12th house. That's what has been working behind the veil for you. So you might just be up for a surprise here in this very first week of July. So stay tuned, so much more coming up. That second full moon will be 7 degrees in Aquarius here, Virgo, and for you, that's your 6th house. That will be on July 31st. So it's going to illuminate how you work, your day-to-day schedule. The questions you're wanting to pose to yourself here on this full moon is, am I working too much? Am I getting enough time off? Am I paying attention to my physical body? Because it's also that area of health. So you might just come to see that you might want to change up a little bit the way you eat and how you work out and so forth. So between these 3 moons, a lot of things going on. I do want to mention the degree of that new moon there on July 15th. In your 11th house there is 23 degrees in Cancer. So if you have any other planets at 23 degrees, the new moon is also going to ricochet and ignite those areas. So back to the top of the chart here, Venus, Jupiter conjunct. On the very same day, the Sun, which is the essence of you, and Neptune, they're also going to be trine. So that is you, it's your hopes, your dreams, those things that you're very idealistic about will come into being in this union of Venus and Jupiter. So what a day and what a way to start off a month like this. On the 2nd, we got Mercury. Now, we got a lot of Mercury aspects this month. Mercury's communication. It's how you think linearly. It's how you communicate and how you're listening. On the 2nd, it's going to bring you a little bit of a surprise here. I feel that between Mercury and Uranus, there could be some insight, some news about money or some shared resources that could come your way. On the 4th, Mercury is going to sextile Jupiter, and on the 5th, Mercury is going to sextile Venus. So here there's news about something unexpected, something that is abundant, that's Jupiter, and Venus, which is either love or it's money. All right, so you're starting off the whole first week here with back-to-back good news and a lot of joy. On the 6th, we have the Sun, which is you, and then Pluto at odds. They're in opposition. That doesn't necessarily mean a conflict. Sometimes oppositions, they come in to help us integrate. So you're integrating the essence of you with Pluto. So there is a shift. Now, this is a fast-moving aspect because it's the Sun to Pluto. So you might feel it there a couple of days before the 6th, a couple of days thereafter, and then it's going to be gone. But this integration here for you will be between the 11th and the 5th house. So it has to do with the way you think, your idealistic way of thinking, plus how it's going to affect either your children or how it's going to be affecting your self-expression, how to integrate these two components in your life. And it could also be love, because the 5th house is also about romance, right? So there's always that very deep going transformational energy that Pluto gives us here on the 6th. On the 8th, Mars, your drive, your goals, your ambitions, your physical energy is up to spiff, connecting to Neptune. Neptune, which is your idealistic, higher mind, your creative mind, your spirituality. Something is feeling like it's just coming together so well that it's going to allow you, whatever's taking place that first week, it's going to allow Mars now to start taking some actions upon those goals that you've been holding close to heart for a long time. So as you can see, that whole first week, it's fantastic. Then we have on the 10th, some decisions to be made between the 10th and the 15th. The first one is there's some thought pattern that might be a little foggy, something that's not clear. Maybe you're looking into something, or maybe you're having a conversation with somebody who's a little foggy with you. So if whenever we're in doubt or we're not sure, that it's only because all information is in place. So you want to be good about, posing questions at that time. Make sure. On the 13th, we got the Sun squaring off on Uranus. Uranus might bring you some information that might throw you a little bit off. So you're going to have to readjust a little bit, especially because on the following day, Venus is going to square off on Saturn. Saturn has to do with structure, security, and Venus with money. So maybe if you were one of the lucky ones getting money news here earlier in the month, maybe now it's kind of looking at, well, how to perhaps either place this money, use it, spend it, or not to spend it. How much do you give out? How much do you hold back? So there's some adjustments, and you might need to do a little research or speak with somebody in the know-how. That could also be Saturn, like a service person or a CPA or something. And this is still going to carry through there to the 15th, because now your Mercury's thinking, the Sun is sensing and feeling, and Venus is taking control of the security part, and Mars is now action. Here, all these days back to back, and that Mars on the 15th is going to be opposing Pluto. So Mars being in your 11th and Pluto in the 5th, well, I think this is going to be more like a little echo of what took place there on the 6th when the Sun was opposing Pluto. So you might have touched it already then, but here we go. Now you're going to act on it. Okay, it was earlier brought to awareness. Here we have action. And when we have squares and oppositions, yes, of course it can mean crisis. I don't always see it as crisis. I see it as a time of doing. This is action, because when we have sextiles or trines, you know, these beautiful aspects, well, we don't feel like doing much at all. We just want to kind of hang back. And when we have these type of aspects, well, then we do. We get things done. It kicks us, you know, it propels us to move mountains, and this is good. And especially after the beginning of the month, where you could just float a little bit, now you're putting it into, should I say, a structure. Okay, that's up to mid-month. Then we have on the 18th, Venus, which currently now has been moving through Leo. It's given you a time of playfulness. Leo is always very warm and open, and it's the inner child coming out to play. But here, now moving into your sign, here of Virgo, it's more time to focus, concentrate more on details. And that's something that you're really good about. So for you, Virgo, to have Venus in your sign, that is delightful. It happens approximately a month every year. This is your time to radiate and shine all that beautiful Venetian energy that you have. So the 21st, we have the Sun and Saturn coming into a great, beautiful trine. So whatever you were working on, trying to adjust here on the 14th, I feel by today you should know where things are going to settle. There will be clarity. It will allow you to kind of kick into action in this last part of the month, where Mars is needing to make some decisions on the 25th. Those decisions might come about a little quickly, for some of you, maybe even abruptly, where you just kick into that action without maybe thinking it through. So this is good to know about it beforehand, if you know what the situation is, so that the action is the correct action. Then we have Venus that has just moved into your sign. It's going to turn retrograde already on the 25th. But you've had a little feeling of how it feels here for about a week. It's going to retrograde. It's going to go back into Leo and allow you now to kind of wrap up those things that you were dealing with earlier, especially there in June. So yeah, that should be good for you. And then, you know, when it's ready to move forward, it's going to go back into your sign and into that first house, which is going to be a great time. But that's more for next month. 26th, at the end here, Uranus too is going to go retrograde for us for quite a few months, 4 to 5 months. And for you, Uranus is in your 8th house for shared resources. You might have been working on how to balance, should I say, shared resources. Maybe you've been pushing forward, looking into a refinance or a new mortgage, or maybe grants. Maybe you've been balancing accounts here with your partner. Whatever the deal has been for you, at least now it's going to take a step back, give you a little rest, and so it's going to be gone for you here now for throughout summer and into autumn. So as you can see, 3 moons this month, the 1st, the 15th, and the 31st. It's going to be a month of action. It's going to be a month of joy and happiness. And then whatever it is, you're going to start up here from the 2nd week onwards. Should I say from the 3rd week onwards, after that 2nd week, is going to be just a lot of action. So listen, Virgo, I wish you a really beautiful month. Enjoy yourself, and I'll see you there in August. Bye now.